Let's jump on into the next squad up here. Kansas City Royals. Now, here's the model squad that you could lose 100 games 2 times, in a row. Is this squad right here? But this year, going into this for the Royals, they have them at 67.5. Last season, they were under 69.5 by 11 wins. So, what do we expect out of these guys coming up this year? Outside Ian Kennedy in the bullpen, nothing major changes as far as they pitching to stop the bleeding over here. This is like a boat with a hole in it, and they're trying to fill the hole with something that keeps allowing it to keep leaking. So not much to say about the Royals here as well. Their chance of winning this division is slight to none anyhow. They had plus 6,000 to win this AL Central, which might not happen. Maybe in a shortened season, we might find some value in stuff like this. Now that I think about it, like this might be the spot where we have to look right here for, when they can't measure a shortened season or whatever. But we learned from last week that the owners are willing to extend the season over into November, maybe December, have to. So we may get a full season out of it anyhow. So in this hypothetical season right here, Kansas City Royals, where you at with it, Joey?
So they did bring in Mike Matheny as their new coach, and they have a new owner, John Sherman. So that should help this team. So when I did my homework on this, their projected win total was 64.5. So obviously it's got bet up, and my standings has them 67 and 95. So the rotation: Danny Duffy, Brad Keller, Jake Junis, who he was the only qualified starter to throw a slider more than 40% of the time, so you know what's coming with him. Mike Montgomery, and then either in the 5, Jorge Lopez or Glenn Sparkman. Obviously, you mentioned they have Ian Kennedy in the bullpen. They do have some young pieces here. I'm very high on Whit Merrifield himself, and then obviously Alberto Mondesi is good. Hunter Dozier. They have some pieces here. Salvador Perez will be back, the catcher from I don't think he played a year and a half at least. They did add Maikel Franco from the Phillies. So this team is going to be a little better than last year. Again, as you said, if it's a shortened season, this could be a team that could compete, but the rotation is really the problem again. Entering the spring last year, the rotation, the best ERA was a 4.19. Brad Keller 7-14, 4.19. Jake Junis 9-14, 5.23. Left-handers: Danny Duffy 7-6, 4.34. Mike Montgomery 2-7, 4.64. So this team, again, the bullpen, obviously they have Kennedy. Their bullpen's solid. They added Trevor Rosenthal too. But I really don't think this team competes for the division here. So my projection got them 67 wins.
Do you think that they slide over that, or right there?
I have them at 67 and 95. When I was doing my projections, my book had 64.5. So I did have them a little bit over, but not something that I would bet.
Not too much volatility there, unless we say like in a shortened season or one of those situations, it might create some type of value right there. But KC Royals, what you think about them, Papi?
Clearly still in the rebuilding situation. I felt like this was the easiest team to cap last year, honestly, just blindly. We never do anything blindly, but I have an automatic lean towards a certain way when I say blindly. Back them at home at these big underdog prices, right? And it also was just going over the total when they go on the road. The thing is with this AL Stadium in Kansas City, it gets hot. It's a hot box over there, and you can slam that ball out of the park, which is why ERA is not so important when we look at things. Some of the metrics on these pitchers are actually pretty decent. But seriously, there is some talent on the roster. We can dissect these pitchers for 20 minutes, but we ain't got no time for that, DJ and Joey. I think that the offense sometimes works. Remember Jorge Soler, right? He had a quietly giant season, right?
He had the most home runs in the league. in the AL.
And Merrifield, that's not a young piece. I mean, he's about a year older than me, and I think that that's a piece that's going to lead this team because there's a lot of young talent. If I was in the managerial position, I would be moving with Merrifield because I think that we have enough pieces to kind of get something going. I think Mike Matheny's got something going on here. Similar to the Marlins. Remember, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. I do think that there's enough talent here to kind of start rebuilding in this time. I mean, what time? When did this fucking season start? I don't know. But whenever it does, I think they do have the pieces here. We have Bobby Witt Jr., a shortstop, number 2 pick in 2019 by the Royals, and he's going to be a star, I think. He's only 19, not big league experience. He's a few years away, but that's a big piece for me. And there is some pitching talent here in that pipeline. We got Brady Singer, Daniel Lynch, Jackson Kowar, Chris Bubick, all top-tier pitching prospects, top 50, top 60 guys. So they got a little bit of something going on here. It's more how much can the offense work and how controlled can that starting rotation be. And I think that that's still going to be volatile. I'll probably look to cap these guys the same way, basically taking them at home as big underdogs, and then on the road watching them get exploded by every bat in the AL. So same category as the minors. I think Matheny's got something going on here in the second year. So I'm not too low on the Royals here. I think that they should be decent in the next upcoming years. 2 years, they might be a contender,
Yeah, and if you consider in if you consider in a shortened season and injuries and stuff like that, it becomes a little more volatile for teams like that, because now you're talking these teams with all this fresh talent and all this different stuff. In a longer season, injuries could throw all of that out the window. But in a shorter season, maybe these guys may stay healthy a little bit longer. So depending on
throwing harder and get hurt more, I think that we could do like an hour-long show on the parameters of how a short
is going to affect it.
Yeah, there's so many intangibles, and there's so many things I've read about salary and signing bonuses being waived and being paid based on the number of games divided by a number. It was insane. There's so much to look at once this starts, this season, and we'll have to go over that in a little hour-long special. Get it right.
We'll have to come. We'll bring up some old videos of these and put it with some concepts for then, and we'll do something fun with that one. But not much more to say about these guys. Let's see what they got to offer. A hungry guy in the KC Royals Stadium. He gets to grab one of these real quick. That looks like shredded pork over tater tots with some type of sauce. Maybe that's pulled pork nachos on tater tots, maybe.
See, that's an appropriate picture. That doesn't look like a helmet they found in the fucking dumpster. That looks like they put a little bit of green, a little bit of scallions on there, kind of make it a little pretty. I like
it a color. Yeah, that's a decent look right there. Maybe that's why they were decent a while ago. So
they were better than the Detroit Tigers, man. We should grade these guys based on food. I bet the Tigers are number 0 on all of it.
Yeah, that meatloaf cupcake, that was a bad idea, man. Bad idea. Who-Bangin Sports Talk. What up, now? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.